Welcome back to my messy desk for some space swatching. Sorry, I didn't do one in August. Yeah, there's a lot going on. When is there not a lot going on? But I guess there's a little more going on than normal. Anyway, sorry, I'll do two this month to make up for it. The first one coming in now. This is a really pretty one. I actually had to do this swatch actually as an actual painting recently because I made a mistake on my Etsy store and said I had a painting available, but I didn't have that painting available, so I had to do my best to recreate that painting. And so this one is all from the Tropical palette. It's going to be Reef right there, the Pitaya, Sunset, and Pineapple, those four. So that's what I'm going to do. I have some Canson watercolor paper. This is the not 100% cotton, so it will not, it'll kind of sit on top of the paper. It won't hold the water as well, but it means it does give some nice flow on top of the paper, which is kind of nice. And I'm using a number 4 brush. I pre-wetted my paints. And now I'm going to come in with my Reef, the purple, the dark purple, and put a fairly thin layer up there. I'm doing a nice long one here because I've been getting lots of Etsy orders, and I use these little space swatching things as little note cards to say thanks to people. So I'm going to do a bunch of these. All right, so that was the purple. I'm going to come in now with the Pitaya, which is the one that's a little bit more red. And I'm going to put that on next. It's still pretty pinky. It has some pink undertones in it, so it goes really nicely together with the purple. It's a little too wet there. When you pre-wet the paints, they are a lot more vibrant, so that's a good thing to do. And I have way too much water on here, so I'm going to get a little piece of paper towel and pull some of that water off on the top because it's just flowing together and not being what I want to do. So I'm going to come in with less water, more paint, so it doesn't flow as much. I'm drying off my brush a little bit on that paper towel to push the paint around here. I didn't want to add any extra water. Love it. I'm going to come in with a little bit of that pink, more pink color in some places here. And I'm just going to wet out some places so we don't get hard lines. When you're working with a larger piece of paper, you do have to worry about things drying before you're ready for them to dry. And then at the end, just a little bit of yellow, that pineapple color. And some places it might mix to be kind of a brown color, but orangey sort of brown. I kind of like it. I guess it's more coral. It's when the purple mixes with the yellow that you get kind of a mucky color. So as long as you make sure that it's just the pinks and the reds that are getting together with the yellow, then you should be okay. It's a very warm nebula color combo. Ooh, look at that. That was pretty over there. So I'm using very little of that pink color that I forget the name of. Sunset. Very little of sunset. I might come in with more of that later. Dab that away. Looks good. So I'm going to let that dry. I will come back and definitely do a second layer in a bit. All right, it's dry and already looking super beautiful, but we'll come in with another layer because I like my dark dark, so I come in with some pretty heavily saturated purple. You know, I think I'm going to skip, in the painting I used more of the pink color. But because the area that I'm working with is smaller here, I think I'm going to skip using the sunset for now and just go straight with that reddish color because that's what I want to do. Ooh, yeah, liking that. Coming in nice with that really orange, warm color. Beautiful. And now I need to rinse this bottom line out. Use gravity to help me a little bit here. Cassie says hello. Oh, Cassie. She's right behind me. Claws are very sharp. Alright, I'm going to let this dry and then come back to it in a little bit, see how it looks. Okay, second layer dry, looking really nice. You can see it's kind of shiny up there because the paint is on pretty thick on the top. I want that purple to come down a little farther though, so I'm going to lay it on even thicker. And I'm definitely not using as much water, being very careful to have more paint than water. This layer. too big of a swipe there. Easy to fix though. You know, I feel like the video isn't really showing. It's a lot prettier, I feel like, in person than it is on the video as I keep checking my screen. There's some really nice blends happening here. I'm loving it. It's just such a warm color combo. Alright, love it. I'm gonna let it dry. And I have a feeling I might be done. Oh, one more spot here. After this third layer, but we'll see when it's dry. Actually, no. Looking at it, it needs a little more yellow right here. There we go. All right, so I'll let that dry. We'll see what it looks like when we're done. All right, this third layer is dry and it's beautiful. I love it. So nice. That purple is almost black there. I really laid it on thick there. So of course, last thing we do is we make some stars. So white gouache, thick but still movable. On a small brush, we have a size 2. And tap. There we go. Beautiful tropical sunset nebula.